Good morning, everyone. This is Rafegal, playing some Dota Underlords. I have been playing this a lot as kind of my off-stream game, kind of my casual game, basically since I quit playing Hearthstone. And I put a couple videos up when it first came out, because I was really enjoying it, but the game is very different now than it was then. Um, so it's kind of a neat game because it does keep evolving, and it's a unique style of game because it kind of has that drafting aspect that some card games have, and a little bit of the tactical war game aspect, but it also has that like hands-off approach where you're not dealing with micro inputs on your units. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna do a regular game. Um, in the time since, I'm pretty sure that they've added these since I was last playing in here, or on here rather. Um, they added knockout, which is a basically an all or nothing elimination round, which goes a lot faster. It's a fun, just casual, quick play. Duos where you can play with a friend. Training, I actually have no idea how training works. I assume that just lets you see how things compare against each other. And then standard. So we're going to play standard and see how it works. And hopefully we're not going to be stuck waiting on matches for a long time. The units are very different than they had been the last time I played on stream. I think they've added the heroes, like the Underlords themselves, since then. They've definitely added NO here since then. They've removed entire types of units and added new ones, so I'm going to kind of talk through everything as I go, like I normally do, and play the game. We'll see how it goes. So starting off, this is our shop. We get 5 units. If you hover over here, it'll tell you the percentages to get different levels of units. There are 5 levels. And right now, our goal is just going to be to keep an open mind as to what we're going to do. So I'm going to take these 2 Venomancers and a Tiny. During each round, you have a little bit of prep time, and then the round just runs automatically. So we wanted a unit that we can put in front to stun and tank a little, and then we have the Venomancers behind. They create these little summons. Tiny has an ability called Toss that throws the opponent, so pretty neat. And I'm gonna grab a Storm Spirit. Bloodseeker's really good, but gets outclassed really easily late game. He's a good early game. So now we get to pick an item. I think we're gonna roll. And I'm gonna let's grab attack speed. Attack speed is good. We're probably not keeping most of what we have on the board right now. It's not a very strong unit type. We're gonna check real quick here and see what other people are collecting. You can always see everything that your opponents are collecting as well. The other thing you can do here is re-roll, and if we do this, this is going to make sure that we don't get any of these 4 again. So the percent chance of those types of units showing up becomes lower. So we're actually going to do that because I don't want any of these for this build. And we got another Venomancer out of it. That's pretty solid.
You are wise to put your trust in a slither.
As you can see there, you can continue building your board, but you can't put things on the board actively while you're rearranging. Down here we have our storage. We're going to be able to keep, so what is that, 8 extra units that we're not actively using on the board. The level we are here tells how many units we can have on the board at a time. So currently we can only have 3. We're going to lose this match. That guy has a really good setup already. Bristleback is very powerful. So our goals here are to collect units that have a good synergy with each other. So we're going to grab this Tusk and then do a roll. And part of that synergy comes from alliances. Alliances are a passive bonus. That was a mistake, possibly. Alliances are passive bonuses that give different kinds of buffs based on the units you have available. What do we actually have going on here? I'm actually going to look at what our opponents are doing quick while this battle plays out. So the percentages kind of affect everything that can show up, and the specific units that show up, there's a pool that everybody in the game pulls from. So, like, if we want, we're the only person who currently has Venomancers, but there's 2 other people with this guy. We want, yeah, we'll reroll. I probably shouldn't have done that, but that's okay. This is not going great so far. But we can pull it back. There we go. That's what I wanted. And then I'm going to do that. So that's going to give us a Druid Alliance, which is going to automatically add a star to one of these guys. I'll explain that in just a moment. A Summoner bonus, so that the summoned units that these guys produce get stronger. And we have the Scaled bonus, which is good for magic resistance. That doesn't come up super often, but it gives us a good front line with Slardar here. He's not the tankiest hero, but he's still pretty good. So yeah, the stars, like the Venomancer here is 2. Every time you get 3 units, you can make that 3 1-star units can become a 2-star unit, and 3 2-star units become a 3-star unit, which is the max. We're gonna leave this here because one of the other random features here is economy. So we currently have 11 gold. Every 10 gold you have, up to 30, you get income that rolls over. Interest, basically, for having that money in the bank. So, by having 11 and not spending that by rolling, we are getting 1 extra gold, basically, on the next round. And that doesn't seem like much, but it adds up. Most games go somewhere in the 20 to 30 rounds range. So if you're getting 3 extra gold per round, that adds up. Let's see.
They will see nature's might.
So that time, even though we would have been at 20, we're gonna take that one. However, I am gonna sell this guy to get back up to 20.
Is that all they brought?
That means that both of these are now 2 stars, because with this guy at 2 star, the Druid bonus automatically goes to the lowest. We're gonna, now that the round has started, our economy is set, so we can go ahead and pick up this Lycan and this Treant Protector, which will, again, continue synergizing. You can see here, this guy's Savages, Summoners. This guy is Druids. This guy is Savage Druid. So basically the goal is to try and find things that go together. The scaled units here aren't great. And honestly, I might trade out... Never mind. Yeah, we'll take the Slider. 2-star Slider will go for a decent chunk. We'll probably replace this once we get one of these guys up to 2 stars. We don't want to put in the Treant Protector necessarily, because that will make it so that the star bonus for Druid is random. Granted, we don't actually get the Savage bonus from this guy right now, so it may have actually been better to switch Treant Protector in. Tiny really doesn't do anything for us at this point. We'll get rid of him. So yeah, kind of the goal with this little build with Savages and Summoners and Druids is that those three have a lot of overlap, so they become really good. Let's see. So we don't want this. This is not great for the build we're doing. Desolator's usually pretty good, so we'll go take that. That's going to give us armor bonus. 2-star Magnus. So now we definitely don't want the Treant in, because that's going to give one of our units here a 3-star really early. And that's one of the advantages of doing Druids, is that they get this like free boost really early if you can just get 2 stars. You're probably not going to see anybody else except someone with Druids, or somebody who's specifically trying to get a level 1 unit maxed out early, getting that this early. One other thing which I didn't really mention is as you go, you can spend your money to level up. Each round you automatically get 1 towards building your level. Since we're over 30 still, we can do that level. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and just do that and put that guy in. I didn't really talk about items. There's a lot to talk about in this game. It kind of all happens at once, and once you get going, it all kind of just flows together. Also, you can see up here that we have a flame next to the name. So at round 10, we get to pick our character. I think we're gonna go with Hobgen. You only get 10 seconds there to to pick, so I had to go quick. Each of these guys is kind of an extra hero. You cannot level up in any way. They just kind of are there and level up based on the round.
The keen are a blight on nature.
So Hobgen is really powerful. His low levels are basically just damage over time, range damage to opponents. Decent. This throws bombs that are very, very powerful AoE. It's random where they show up, but usually they show up where you need them. You can see there we got a note, we are up to a 7-time streak. If we win 1 more, we get an additional bonus. You can only get winning streak bonuses for 7 in a row before it resets. So we're doing very well. Like I said, losing a few early isn't actually terrible. One of the neat things with it is if you lose early on, you actually get 1 free reroll. So let's actually clear this board. We may lose here. No, it's close, but we got it. So yeah, losing early can be good because when you lose, you get a free reroll.
So, you seek my aid.
Okay. Don't want any of the rest of these, so we'll go ahead and roll. I'm okay with rolling through that. And then let's grab Magnus. We're getting pretty close here.
Be careful! They're vigilant!
And they're actually going to beat us. But that's okay, because we just finished our winning streak, and if we're going to lose, we've got health to lose. Like, again, that doesn't hurt us that bad. We're going to go ahead and bump here. The next level we get is going to enable tier 4s to start showing up. And there is a tier 4 unit that we really want. It's another Druid Summoner. Actually, it is a Druid Summoner Savage. He's all 3. So he's very powerful in this build and very good. We don't have Hunters, so we don't want the Crown of Antlers. Silver Edge can be really good. I think we're going to go with that. Give our front line a little bit of extra health.
Let's take them out.
Ooh, this is actually problematic. So we're gonna go ahead and I really don't want to put that guy in because that's gonna get rid of our 3-star. So I think we're just gonna put this guy in temporarily.
Finally, a chance to flex some muscle.
And we're gonna roll a little harder than we would normally. You don't want to spend too much. I feel like this is loud. I did an audio test, but it didn't have all of the stuff going. So we're gonna just bump that down a little bit, just in case. Okay. So you can kind of overstuff your board temporarily between rounds. As long as at the start of the round you're good. So I saved that one there. Pull it off. I don't want extra druids on the board right now. Because if we have extra druids on the board, we don't get our 3-star. It's going to bump the 1-star up to a 2-star instead. So normally, like I said, you don't want to spend too much money rolling. But we're going to do it this time because we need to get that. Well, first of all, we need to clean up our bench here. And second of all, we want to
Oh, come on.
Are we actually going to win this? Nope. Barely.
Whew, that was close.
Okay, we're good on... Yeah, we don't need that. We'll grab that Slardar.
I come. Your treasures are safe with me.
We ended up accidentally pulling an extra copy of Nature's Prophet in. It is a 2-star at least. Because I bought that Slardar at the last minute. I'm okay with that, actually, because they're both 2-stars, which means it's going to get the... one of them's still going to be a 3. Once we get up to 4 druids, then it's okay to put extra in. But, yeah. Okay. Still haven't found our extra druids. And nobody else is playing druids, so it's not like they're getting eaten up from that. I'm not super worried here. We have a pretty good setup still, so I'm comfortable going into this without rolling too hard. Let's go up here. real quick just to make sure we're seeing what's going on. So we are definitely... Magnus is kind of trailing a little bit, which is normal if he's not getting the 3-star, but he survived to the end still, so that's pretty solid. How did our... Oh. No. Okay, we're actually going to go with the Leg Breaker's Fedora, I think. That might seem odd. Oh, there we go.
My strength is yours.
There's our lone druid. Okay. So once we get this Treant in, he's the only brute we're really going after. So this Legbreaker Fedora will give us the brute bonus without having to go find and actually put another brute on the board. It basically gives a third type to one of the other guys. We're shredding these guys pretty good still. And that guy was on fire. Like we just broke his winning streak. So that feels like we're in pretty commanding shape here. Now that can turn around real quick. You know, if somebody gets a good 3-star unit that they've been saving up for or something like that. Oh man. Okay. So we need to decide here which of these guys we're actually... You know what? We're going to get rid of the Magnus, because we can rely on the Druid bonus for that. And then we're just going to sink this into leveling up. We need to get one more boost here. And then we're going to be able to put in the Druid and the Treant Protector. Ideally, we would get one of those to 2-star at least. Otherwise, we're going to have just a bunch of 2-stars. But we're currently... I mean, we're at level 6. Most of the rest of the field is at 6 or 7. So we're not even as high level as some of these people. And we're still doing very well. Okay. We're gonna do that. There we go. And we're gonna give this to Slardar and give him the bonus there. So these two are gonna go up to 2. We have the 3-star Nature's Prophet, 2-star Magnus still, 3-star Slardar. You can see there we got the summoner bonus maxed out, so summoning units do extra 40% damage. Druid upgrade, so 2 units get upgraded at a time. We've got a bear here from our lone druid now. Yeah. Treant Protector is just kind of going to be a tank for us. He's just going to kind of sit at the front. He's a decent unit. This is nice because it can give you healing, which we don't really have any of right now. So I think we're going to start seeing what else we can get. This is a pretty good base. Like, we don't actually need anything specific here. We've hit our goal, so we want to find other druids. Max out our Venomancer if we can. Basically, max out our Lycan if we can. But I'm kind of expecting at this point, this looks rough. That's a lot of knights. We'll see if they've got enough healing to sustain it, though. We have a lot of damage output from our, and a lot of additional units getting added to the field from our summons. So I try not to spend too much rolling and buying units when we can, when we try and stop at 35 on rolling so we can add more to our level. We don't need to push too hard to get up to the next level right now. That's a little rough, actually. I think I'm actually going to take another fedora. And we're going to put it on... Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so now this is going to be a 2-star. One of these is going to get bumped to a 3-star on our front line. And the Venomancer back here is going to... I should probably have moved these guys around a little bit earlier. No, that works.
We have much work.
Is going to be hitting for the brute bonus as well. I didn't actually talk about that. Brute bonus is 30% debuff to damage when you get hit. So, and the big thing with it is they intentionally will shift where they're attacking to hit different guys. Oh, he's got a 3-star lifestealer. That's probably not good. We're going to lose here. Yeah. This is a very powerful set of units that we just went up against. And you can see there, even though he's down to 29 health currently, we're in... I mean, we got stomped by him, so we need to get something to buff ourselves up here. I don't feel like any of those are going to be enough to pull us up. Now, there's other guys we can fight. We're not going to be paired against him most likely right away. Yeah. I'm not going to complain about getting that. We are losing some of the chaff here, so we're down to, what is that, 5 unit? 5 people left in the game? 6? You can see there, as people's health runs out, they get knocked out of the game. So once as the game progresses, whoa, I'm not sure what just happened there. Weird graphical glitch. Graphical glitches happen in this game sometimes. Okay.
I will make my stand.
So if we wanted to right now, I don't feel like it's worth it to bump up. But if we get paired against that guy again, we might be in trouble. I'm just going to do a 2 and 1. Let's keep our economy. We can, if we get up to the next tier, we have a increased chance. Oh, we did get paired against him again, so we're probably going to lose again. We could get lucky, but Lifestealer is a very, very, very powerful unit at 3 stars. He gets basically life drain with every hit and gets an increased attack speed and move speed and magic immunity when he gets to 3 stars, which can be very, very powerful. Okay, we're down to final 4. Good. We're gonna go ahead and just... We're gonna stack the 1 gold economy here and put in a second Venomancer. It might not seem like it adds that much, especially since Venomancer is not one of our top tier units right now. I mean, I guess it's 4th, and it's not even really connected with a lot of our other stuff. So the nice thing with Venomancer is it adds poison out there, which is just damage over time, and can be really hopeful. See, again, the battlefield's getting a lot more chaotic as this game goes on as well. It happens. 25, so we're gonna be, I believe, getting another item here. Oh, one more guy got eliminated. You know what, we can make Tombstone work. I'm actually gonna bump this guy over to the side. Do that. Never mind. Huh. I could grab a Lifestealer, but they're actually not great unless you've got them at 3 stars. That's one you want to build up from the beginning, basically.
Let the battle come.
I actually wanted that back on Slider, but I realized I missed it and panicked and wanted to just get it on somebody. So I put the Venomancer off to the side there because we want him to have a little bit of free range, or range to put out his summons. If he's in tight confines, sometimes there's not a spot for him to actually lay down his guys, and so he ends up not laying them out. That's actually what we wanted. So Doom is a brute. He's a 4-star unit, or 4th tier unit. He is very strong. It's one of the best units in the game, just by itself. So he's always good to have with you. He doesn't really go with a lot of our other stuff, but since we got that double Fedora, this is actually the guy I had in mind because of that. He can prevent enemies from casting spells for 20 seconds, which is, most of the fight. Basically just locks out one of the guys that you fight. We're still getting wrecked by this Lifestealer. Yeah, we're gonna need something. He's only at level 6 and we're at level 8. He had 2 less units than us and we still are getting stomped. So we're getting our first 5-star units showing up now. We don't really have one that's super good for us. Actually, no, we want that Savage bonus. Worth mentioning since I hadn't before. Ooh. Axe is actually good too. Let's try that. So yeah, if we can get this last thing on the Savage bonus, that'll allow the Savage bonus, which is just damage, extra damage with every hit, to get added to all summoned units also. I'm not sure what we can actually do against this Lifestealer. Like, he does so much and gets so much back. We've got all of our stacks on him. Actually, I don't think we're gonna be able to beat him here, but we're getting close. We're getting close. So I think if we can get one more unit on the board, we'll have him. Or get that. Or bump our Lycan up to a 3-star. That works. 3-star Lycan. We're going to get double the wolves now. I think I'm going to bump the Silver Edge over to Axe. He has a move that if an enemy next to him is at 25% health, he just kills them. So by giving him this bonus to attack speed, it increases his chances to get that effect off. We're fighting the other guy, so we're probably going to be able to win. Our goal is still just to flood the board with as much as possible, and let's see actually how we can watch his game. So I'm gonna pop over and watch it. And down to the same thing. No, he got us. When there's an odd number of guys or of people left in the game, one of them goes against a fake copy of them. He hasn't lost a game in a while. We're in trouble here. We don't want the Divine Rapier because he's been beating us. And if we lose Let's see, so we want something like butterfly. I don't know if that's actually the right call there.
Axe wonders where good kind is.
Butterfly gives a 25% evasion chance. So I feel like that's a good bonus to put in.
Show no fear.
Basically, if we get an evasion off against the life stealer, then he's not healing. The other factor here is now we're one-on-one, we can try and set up our board to give us the best advantage. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna actually... Huh. I think we're gonna do this. I feel like Axe is a really good unit against what he's doing. So we're gonna bump both of our guys over here. We're gonna move this over here, because his life stealer is over here.
They dare.
So now, his life stealer is getting those multiple guys here that are getting damage penalties, theoretically, from the brutes. This is not working the way I wanted it to, but, I mean, we're still doing okay. Oh, he got his Bloodseeker back, but I think we're okay. We might have just won. There we go. So, that is kind of an updated Underlords video. I felt like that was a bit more chaotic. Like, there's so much to talk about with that. I'm gonna just talk a little bit here real quick. Just because I didn't really get to a chance to explain some of the stuff he had, or some of the other units that were out there that we were dealing with. So you may have noticed that occasionally his unit would get one of ours back, resurrecting one of our units. That was the power of his Underlord, where we had the bombs that fell. He had the ability to resurrect one of our units. He also had the Wisp here that resurrects one of his own units, which is really it's a really powerful ability. I think he kind of ran out of steam because the rest of his... He had like this little set here is really, really powerful. Ideally with... So he had these three, which are the Bloodbound, which is every time one of the Bloodbounds die, the other ones get 125 attack. So the Ogre Magi, the Warlock, and Bloodseeker are Bloodbound. They are the ones I mentioned really early on, are strong early game, but that 125 bonus to attack isn't that good once you get up to the late game. So even though these units are 3 stars, they end up not quite as strong. One of the problems with them is that the order that they die matters a lot. You really want the Ogre Magi and the Warlock to die before the Bloodseeker, and if they don't die in that order, they end up not working out. Personally, when I get a 3-star Warlock or Bloodseeker early, I really like going... so with Warlock, his special ability is that he can let you... so demons... when one of them casts a spell, it gets a huge damage bonus, but all of the other ones are silenced. When you get it to 3-star Warlock, he actually removes the silence penalty from all of your demons. So if you get up to 3-star Warlock early, collecting demons is a really strong way to go. and trying to get the items that let you turn your units into demons. And Bloodseeker, when he gets to level 3, also gets to inherit the Assassin bonus, which is basically a crit chance. So if you get a Bloodseeker up to 3 early, then I like to try and go Assassins as the rest of the build, because it makes him kind of one of that team. So you end up with 7 Assassins instead of 6. So it seems like a lot of what he was doing was basically just letting his team keep us busy while the Lifestealer did his job, because Lifestealer is very, very powerful. Let's see, the other guys here. I'm actually we're gonna leave the match, and I'm gonna pull up. I think this is nope. That's just update notes. Rulebook. There we go. So we had Hobgen, who is probably the best one right now. Friendly Fire is very, very powerful. Let's Go Crazy is okay. Basically gives a bunch of attack speed to your bonus.
Whitespire could use a touch of class.
Nesix is very powerful also. Her Demon Golem is really good with summoners or with demons. And Enthrall, as you saw there, basically when you're playing against good people, it lets you get one of their good units back a lot of times. The problem is you never know what you're getting. I actually really like Jewel as a tank. When you have a squishier team, he can kind of supplement that a little bit, which is nice. Barrels of Fun is really good. Basically, weakens all of your enemies and helps all of your allies. And then the other one is just damage bonus or damage resistance to your team. NO is weird. All-out attack is poison to all of the enemies and stun. The stun is really what makes him really good. Yoink is okay. I would take all-out attack if I had the option on occasion, but I don't really go for NO very often. Basically, if I don't have the right Nesix for the build I'm doing, and I don't have Friendly Fire for my Hubgin, then I'll go with NO occasionally if I want kind of an area of effect. So I was talking about some alliances here. So demons are really powerful right now. I really enjoyed when I do get to play them, but it's not terribly often because you really need that level 3 Warlock to make them really good. Warlocks are a good supplemental one because they kind of give you a little bit of extra healing, especially the Shadow Fiend. The Warlock bonus is that when they cast a spell, it gives you lifelink with your lowest health ally. So basically, they can keep your front line up if you get a good Warlock in the back. Especially, again, I like Warlock with demons, so Shadow Fiend, who is a demon, really works well there. Hunters are very strong right now. You need 6, but you can get... They have one of those level 3 items like the Fedora I got that lets you turn something into a hunter. So if you can get one of these guys up to 2 or 3 stars early, and you can easily start the game in the first 2 or 3 rounds with some of these lower rank ones, then you want to level up real fast to get up to these better tiers, and Mirana and Medusa are very strong. The other thing with hunters is there's a lot of crossover with vigilance, which are neat because vigilance give you basically when an enemy casts, it's shoot the caster, focus down the caster, which can be especially good if you are using stuff like that Desolator I picked up. So vigilance with Desolator means you're getting they're losing armor while you're hitting them. Basically, there's a lot going on in this. I feel like I'm probably confusing people who haven't played, and that the people who have played are like, yeah, no, I know. There's a lot of interesting stuff. Like, I really enjoy Snapfire. He's kind of a good just villain unit, um, because Brawnies can get extra health. So if you have even just one other Brawny, Snapfire becomes really well-rounded. Gets a little bit of extra health, is really good at getting kills from the back line. And if you get the dragon bonus, is very, very strong. There's only 3 dragons, but a lot of times I'll throw Snapfire in with the assassin build I mentioned earlier, because one of the dragons is an assassin, Viper, and sometimes will just throw in that same combination when I'm playing with Brawnies. Brawnies are really good with Bristleback, especially. Will Spray at tier 3 becomes really, really powerful. And he's also one of the savages, which we had. Assassins, like I said, they get a crit chance. A lot of times you can get by with 3 assassins if you get some other good support, but getting up to 6 assassins is very, very strong. Assassins tend to attack really fast, which is also really good with Void. Allied heroes just have a chance to do 4% off the max health. If I had seen it, I was gonna look at getting those to combat the guy we were fighting. Trolls and knights go well together because there's a little bit of crossover, better defense, better attack speed. Mages can be really strong, but you really have to get them all put together. The big trick with mages is just finding a front line. So, yeah, there's a lot going on with this. It seems really simple, and at the end of the day, the concept behind it is really simple, but I love the fact that it has so many layers to how you build it, and that there's not just a set way you want to build your characters. Like, it's interesting to me that you can't actually just build your team the same way every time. Like, as I was going, you kind of have to flow with what is available, what you've picked up. And sometimes you'll hit a dry spell, and if you try too hard to force one build, if you get yourself really stuck on it, and you get handed another one, you're going to get punished for not making that switch when the opportunity comes up. I've completely sold half of my team and just bought new ones when I had a good opportunity come up, like switching from, I think I was doing Savage Brawny kind of a thing, to switched over to Hunter because one of the Brawnies is a Hunter, and I got him up to 3 stars early. Like, you can, there's always going to be a weird crossover spot that you didn't see, and being willing to get rid of something that's not working, get rid of something that's not contributing, and put something else in. Like, if I hadn't found enough to get up to that 3-star Venomancer, he probably would have gotten taken out, but he did. So, yeah. Well, I think I'm going to stop babbling now, because the game's been over for a while, and like I said, there's a lot here. If people like this, I'll probably do some more. I don't always do this well. This was a very good game. I try and experiment and get punished for it a lot of times, but it happens. It's still fun, and it's also a game that's that's for both phone and computer, which is sometimes dangerous. It's currently the only game I have installed on my phone, and it's a good just little quick time waster while I'm watching something on the TV or something like that. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you are interested in this game, I highly advise checking it out. It's on Steam. I believe it's free to play. And it's like I said, it's on Android as well. And heck, if people are interested, maybe we can get like a viewer game together if other people are actually playing. Just a couple of us get in a group and go play. And yeah, feel free to leave some notes in the comments, and we'll catch you next time. Have a good one.